Hi guys, Mizu, back from the video, and today I want to give my thoughts on Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. That's kind of an odd title, because usually it would either be Ready or Not 2, or Ready or Not, Here I Come. It's just weird that they did both. But yeah, so yeah, just start off with my thoughts on the first movie. I absolutely love the first movie. I think it's a great movie. I think that the kills are really good. I think that all the action's good. I just think that it's a really good movie. And that's why I was really surprised when I seen the trailer, because I hadn't heard about them announcing this. When I just was scrolling YouTube one day, and I seen the trailer for Ready or Not 2, and I said, "That's so AI, right? Like Ready or Not 2, like it looked AI. I was like, why would they make Ready or Not 2?" But then I realized that it was posted by like an official like company YouTube channel. So I was like, "Is this actually real?" And it was real. So yeah. And yeah, ever since then, I've just been super excited for this movie. I thought they found a really fun, interesting way to actually bring her back for the sequel. Because like it seems like they would never make a sequel, and if they were to, it would be like essentially it would just be like another girl. It would be like the same way they did with Final Destination, right? You know, where it's somebody else going through the exact same situation she did, right? So that's why I was so surprised when it was following her and Catherine Newton, her sister now, and just yeah, start off like I absolutely love this movie. The sequels, yeah, it was really good. I never surpassed the original, but like sequels usually don't surpass the original. That's just like essentially a fact. Like that's just what happens. And so I'm completely fine with that. Like I didn't expect it to. Um, Sequels barely surpass the original. So yeah. But yeah, just starting off with I guess some of the negative aspects, and it was really mature because it was a really fun movie. Um, by like my main negative with the movie is really a minor thing with Catherine Newton's character Faith here is that and this is mainly nitpicking, but like in the first movie she said that she didn't have any family, she just had like foster families, right? So I thought when they were releasing the trailers, this isn't a lot of people saying that doesn't make any sense, right? She didn't have any family. Well, I thought, well, she'd probably foster family, and if she did say that she had foster family, and maybe she was like a sister, that would make a whole lot of sense. But no, we find out in this movie that they're biological sisters, which is like what happened with their parents. We still don't know. So I think that it would have been a lot cooler if if like if she was a foster sister, it would just make a lot more sense. And yeah, and they were like sisters at one point, and then we could still have the same falling out thing. It would just make more sense within the lore of the first movie, and nobody would complain. I mean, but yeah, so that was weird with the Grace character. But other than that, like I don't think there were really any negatives. Maybe minor nitpicks, but like ultimately, it's just a really good movie. Just getting like some of the positive about it. This is a spoiler review, complete spoilers. I will be spoiling everything about it. So that you have been warned. Just you know, um, like I'm thinking about stuff. But yeah, I think that obviously it's a really funny movie, just like the first movie. I thought this movie was hilarious. Um, because yeah, like just like there were a lot of like the first movie was really funny, and this one's also really funny. Um, like I can't like for example that one joke that one thing was really funny where Mrs. like the Asian Mrs. accidentally kills the guy who was like in the Dark Knight. Um, or she accidentally kills that guy, and then she explodes just like in the first movie, and then everybody realizes that her son, who is very annoying throughout this entire movie, is gonna explode, and like he just doesn't even notice, and everybody's like moving around her, moving around him, but like Elijah Wood like hides behind the decks. What? Uh, Whatever, it's not even right, but yeah, that thing. And then he's like, "Why are we looking at me?" He just explodes. That was hilarious. I thought that was really funny. Um, I thought that all the acting was great. Like I thought that obviously Sarah Michelle Gellar and even Catherine Newton did a good job. Not Sarah Michelle Gellar. Yeah. She did a good job too. But like, Samara Weaving, who like is just a great actress, and she did an absolutely amazing job in this movie. Just like she did in the first movie, just like she did in all her movies. Um, But yeah, even then, yeah, Catherine Newton did a really good job too. All this, everybody in the movie, just good acting all around. Um, and yeah, so and yeah, like Elijah Wood is like one of the villains. I thought that he was really interesting. And like yeah, just with some of the characters, because like the characters like in the first movie, the characters are like some of the best stuff, because like you have this eccentric family, and they each have their own quirks and they're each different, right? You got Adam Brody's character in the first one, Daniel, who was my favorite character in the movie, and he's like yeah, I mean like Grace is close seconds, but like he's my favorite character in the movie because he's an interesting character, um, um, like because like he's just like he feels so bad about everything, and just like the way like he kind of like he's not gonna at least at the start of the movie, he's not gonna like destroy his entire family because he still believes in it, but he doesn't agree with it just because he doesn't have the courage to. And then by the end, his character arc come full circle where he actually does save Grace's life, and he like poisons his family, which I really like. But then him dying, I thought that was all really good. I thought that Daniel's character was really good with him kind of being an asshole, um, and then him just actually turning into this complete villain. I thought that the mom character, who was Mrs. from Groundhog Day, like she was really good with how the fact that she actually liked Grace and she didn't want to be doing this, but then also like she is very like tough in the family. Like she's like one of like she like Henry Zerniser, I think the dad character from the first movie. He was like in the first movie he was like I like how he was like like you're just another you're just like another goat. But then like he was also like he was getting a panic attack and he was all about all this stuff. But she was like, take a minute, just a minute, and she was kind of like commanding the whole family around. I really like the Aunt Helene character in the first movie, who was just like this kind of crazy bitch who was also like it makes sense why she was like this because that happened to her, and yeah, um so that was cool. Like just all the characters like there was like the sister who just did a bunch it was like had a bunch of cocaine. She kept messing up like, oh, I forgot my gun, and she accidentally killed like two of the housemaids. That was all really funny. Like the first movie's hilarious too, and yeah. Um and there's like Daniel's wife who's just like a gold digger. Um and each of the characters in the first movie had their own quirks or their own character traits, and a lot of them were fleshed out, which I thought that they continued on here. Like I thought that each of the characters was really good. Like Kevin Durant's character at the start of the movie, who explodes. Like that was fun because he tried to cheat, and then right when he was about to kill her, he just exploded. I love that because yeah, I mean, Mr. Ball is great comedian. You can see in the first movie, like Mr. Ball exactly knows when to blow people. Because it's funny, like in the first movie, like when Aunt Helly comes for her, she explodes her, and then he starts like exploding, and it's perfectly timed, each of them. So yeah, I thought that was all very cool. And then like just like the concept of this whole thing coming back, where um, it's another game with other rich family members. I thought that was all really cool. And then Elijah was just like the lawyer. Like this was all really cool stuff. Even like it taking place right after the events of the first movie. So yeah. Um, yeah, and like even just them throwing Catherine Zeta character to make it different, Faith. Um, so yeah, I thought that was cool. And yeah, like just like getting into some of the characters, like um, there was that one guy who like didn't want to play because his brother died, so he got his wife to play, and he appointed her head of the family. But then she just drove away. She didn't even bother killing her. So like he couldn't even play the game. That was really funny. And then Sarah Michelle Gellar I thought was a very interesting character because like she was like she wasn't a completely awful person, but she was a bad person where she was like like listen, I don't want to be doing this, and she had empathy for like Grace. You could tell she was like at the start she was like no, like she had empathy for her, like she was being nice to her even though she was about to kill her, right? So it was very interesting to see that. It was it was very interesting to see that happen with her, where she's like, just like come out, like let's kill you because it's gonna happen anyway. So just like like I thought that was all very interesting that she was actually like sympathetic for Grace. Um, So yeah, and then there was a brother who was like a complete Disney villain. He was like Froyo from I think that's his name, from Hunchback of Notre Dame, or with a combination of like Gaston and Scar. He had a bunch of Disney villain traits, like even at the end, and Jafar, like yeah. So like they were just he had a bunch of Disney villain traits, and I thought that was cool. And he was like completely evil, even when he killed his sister Sarah Michelle Gellar. I thought that was pretty wild. So and like and then there's like the little like asshole who was the kid of the guy from the Dark Knight who like tried to kill who was like trying to kill Grace, and like one of the really good characters. I think they kind of wasted her by the end. That's kind of negative. I'll get to that. Is where um the like the character who like it's the daughter of the guy from the I'm just keep calling him, he's like the mayor. I think he's the mayor in the Dark Knight. So that guy where who gets killed. So after he gets killed, she's like, okay, I'm gonna go play, and she actually puts on a wedding dress, and I really liked her origin story where she was engaged to Alex. So she really wants to kill Grace, and she has a humongous grudge against Grace. I thought that was such an interesting character trait. The fact that she really just wanted to kill Grace. Like I thought that was really cool, and she had this grudge. I think that was a little bit wasted, like, cause like, okay, cause I really like the moment when Grace come back. That's one awesome moment. I'm just giving a reminder. One absolutely awesome moment. I just loved it. I loved when I see it in theaters. Is when, like, the twins with Sarah Michelle Gellar and the other guy, when they have her sister Faith, and like come back here in 10 minutes or else we're gonna kill her, right? So she's like, fine, I'll come back. So she puts on like a coat and she takes a shotgun, and then and then we get this really cool version of this song from the original, the run run run, that song, like the hide and seek song, and then she starts like singing it, and like it's like she become like the thing, because a lot of people complain with the first movie, because I've seen reviews back from 2019 from the first movie. A lot of people's complaint was that like the movie kind of falsely advertised her, because like she didn't really like fuck with them that much, right? Like, and I kind of argue with that, like, because at first, yeah, she don't like really lose that, but like by the end, like she's stone cold, right? By the end, she takes out like the Golden Bitch, and she's about to shoot her, but there isn't any bullets left, so she just pistol whips her, and then she takes out Henry Zernsky. I think that's the name of the character who was in Scream 6. Um, so yeah, and then she just actually murders the mom from Groundhog Day, and like yeah, like yeah, I really like that. And like, but like, so by the end of that, I thought she was, and that was kind of my complaint at the start of this movie, is that she wasn't like being smart enough. She was still kind of like, like she was still kind of like I think like in the open I think like when she got hit by the glass, I think she should be like kind of like tougher about it, because like it would just make her character a lot more. But she was still pretty like, she still had the development from the first movie, it was just a little less, um, because yeah, but, but yeah, this movie, she by the end she was absolutely like actually insane, because like after the fight that I'll get to later, but like yeah, um but yeah, after the fight that I'll get to later, like she just comes back, she sings a song which I love, because now it's like she's playing hide and seek with him. She takes a shotgun, and then the missus is like back for round two. She's like, yeah, she shoots her and she just kills her. I love that scene, because yeah, like the trailers showed way too much, because they showed Kevin Durant's character exploding, and then they also showed that scene where she's like, where she says like back front, and then says yeah, like that's a crucial scene for the character of Grace, and I think that it was wrong for the trailer to spoil that. And even like when she was like pointing the gun in there, like in all the rich assholes' faces, and in the theater, I even went to my brother and I just whispered, because she screams, "Where is she?" And I whispered, I was like, "Where?" Like it was, yeah, because there was a lot of the Dark Knight, and that was just a really cool thing for her character. Is for her to actually like go in and just start killing these people. Um, and she even killed like the other guy, like the guy's brother. So yeah, I just really liked all the, like it was just all very cool. And then there was a there's a like that really cool fight scene where it was a wedding, like the music that, like, first off, like the fact that she's like, they found a good way to explode it, because like when it cut to the wedding after Kevin Durant's character, so like this is early in the movie, when it cut when Elijah Wood's character just said he doomed his entire bloodline just because he wanted to get a head start or something like that. Um, they cut to like them getting married, and I was like, what? Like, this doesn't really make any sense. And like my brother just went to me and said they're gonna explode. They're part of his bloodline, which would have been really funny if it was just like it cut to these two people getting married and then they both exploded. That would be really funny, but whatever. Um, yeah, but yeah, they didn't do that. Whatever. But yeah, um, just think of more stuff. But yeah, oh yeah, yeah. So at the wedding place, which they set up earlier on in the movie, the fact that, like, first off, I like the fact that she's wearing the wedding dress and she comes up with a bazooka, because they say that because in the first movie they all have to use primitive weapons because of the whole La Balls thing. There's tradition to use a primitive weapon, so they're using these really old. A couple of them are really using really old guns, and there's a crossbow, and like it's in the first movie, it's really funny the way they're using it, because the mom from Groundhog Day misses with a bow and arrow. Like the guy doesn't know how to use a crossbow. It's like the idiot husband. Um, and then like even like she, like there's one scene in the first movie that's really funny, where like the Golder, Mrs. Who kills Daniel. She sees Grace running through the woods, and she's like, "Oh, I got you." She listens, "I got you, bitch. I got you." And like even like the music, it's like swelling up with her like lifting up like her weird like cross between like a crossbow and kind of like, it was a weird thing. I don't even know what it was. Like a harpoon gun maybe or something. I have no idea. But it's like, "Oh, I got you." And then she runs, and then she shoots it, and it goes like in the woods, and Grace doesn't even like notice that she shot it, because like it was, yeah, that was a really funny moment. And yeah, so they had that in the first movie, and although yes, a lot of the characters here are using swords and old guns. First off, they're a lot more experienced with it, because like they know how to use this instead of being these idiots. Where if they're even using axes or old guns or swords, they know how to use them. But like the Dark Knight, it's clear that like the guy who was in the Dark Knight, his family joined, because Elijah Wood says they each must use a weapon from their like time period, like from when their family joined like the cult. Um, um, so um, so like so obviously his family joined later because he was using a full on sniper rifle, and then she later on used a bazooka, and I like how she shot the bazooka, but it was backwards, so like it like blew behind her. And then there was, okay, what I've been waiting a long time to get to, but yeah, they've actually fought, and like the fight between the both of them with her, who has this grudge against her, and she was a really interesting villain. Like 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 they could have used her as like the main villain of this movie if they wanted to, because like she's just such an interesting villain. Um, like this person who has a grudge against Grace because she was engaged to Alex. So that was really cool. And like, yeah, and then when they had the fight where like she's wearing the wedding dress, and then they turn on the music, and like the music choice was really good. As that one song that was in like Diary of a Wimpy Kid and stuff. Like that was a really good choice of the song. And a lot of people like, one thing this movie also got good was the tone, because like both movies have this perfect balance of tones where it could be serious and dark at points, like all this like serious dark stuff, and then it could also be really funny and comedic at times. So like both movies perfectly balance that. And a lot of people complain about the tones, because there's this funny fight scene where they both get pepper sprayed, so they're kind of just like blindly swinging at each other, and it's funny because like they're both like missing each other, and they're just both like stumbling over. But I've heard people complain like, but then they cut back to Faith, and Faith is just getting her ass kicked by that one guy. And like that's like brutal, but like I think that like that scene was supposed to be dark, but then it was also supposed to be kind of funny in the other scene. So I thought they handled that surprisingly well. Because like if you had told me like it's gonna cut back between this comedic fight scene where like Grace and this other missus are just stumbling around in a wedding room, even with like the right music choice, because like they've both been pepper sprayed and they're trying to swing each other, but it's like cardboard cutouts, and it's just gonna cut to this woman being like viciously beaten, like that sounds like it doesn't work, but like it does work because part of it's serious and part of it's humor, and then just ultimately like. And then finally, when they actually get to the real fight, like the real fight was really cool, how they're like beating each other up, and then she takes the keyboard, just like bashes in her head, like that was all really cool. And like I've heard people complain about like how the explosions aren't as good because the explosions in the original were cool because they were unexpected. Yeah, well, I mean, like you can't really do like that. Like it's like okay, so it's either you don't have the explosions or you do have the explosions, and obviously they're not gonna be as good as the original, right? Because the original, although I knew the ending, it is still cool because you don't expect it, right? Like I knew the ending going, but like I knew the ending going in when I first watched them, probably like in 2023 or 2024 or something. Um, I knew the ending, but like it's still like cool because you wouldn't expect it, right? For most people, like you think it's all bullshit, even like him being like, "I knew it, it's all bullshit," right? And then it's Aunt Helene who's like, it's not. I know it's too late, Mister the Ball, but the girl still has she's still fully in it. And then right when she goes for the act, she just explodes. Like that's shocking because like nobody's right. Like I watched it like literally like last night with my brother who it was his first time watching it because he hadn't seen it, but we're watching this movie today. So he decided to watch it last night with me, and like he throughout the entire movie thinking it's obviously all bullshit, right? It's clearly bullshit. But then like in the end, he's like, yeah, it was bullshit. And then like when she exploded, he was actually like shocked, which I think is really cool. So yeah, and like then like everybody else is explodes. Like yeah, it's not gonna be as good as that, obviously, but I think that they found a really fun way to do it. Where like that guy explodes in a good time, and like also just like it's an awesome kill to see someone explode. Like that's just a really cool kill, completely explode. And like yeah, and like I said, like with the one kid who just was like, "Why is everybody looking at me?" And he explodes. Like that was hilarious. And then like just like even at the ending where she kills Buddy and she pushes him in the cliff, and she's like, "I guess I'm a part of this now, but I'm not going to be a part of this, and I'm leaving this, and I'm freeing the goat too." And like I was like in the ending, I was like, "Please don't do this." Every second, I was like, "Why are you doing this movie? You better not do this." Because like I was so pissed off. I was like, "Oh my god, Grace better not join this fucking devil cult." I was getting pissed off. I was like, if she joins this devil cult, I'm gonna hate this movie because it just ruins such a great character. But then yeah, I like how she's like, and then she just throws the ring into things like, yep. And then they all go and fight for it. Like there's the one Mrs. brother who goes in and fights her, and then there's just like the one Miss who's like the helper this entire movie. She goes in and fight for it, and it's all these people just fighting for it and killing each other over it. And then like the couple of explosions that happened, like that was really funny. And then just the like humongous explosion of blood with like the ball like giving the little headline. And I found it really funny that the brother from earlier movie like what just runs down, is like, "I renounced my thing too. Ooh, let's go party, we lived." And then he just explodes on them. Like yeah, that was all just really funny. And then I think like it's gonna be hard for them to do a third movie because like they seemingly maybe killed everybody in the whole thing, but I think they could. I think that there still is a door open, that there are more of these people out there. It would be kind of retcon by him and whatever. And Elijah Wood got away. Like Elijah Wood and all those little goons left. So he's still out there. But most of the cults, at least probably all of it, is dead. So they could still do a sequel. So yeah. One minor nitpick here is that like this movie wasn't really a hide and seek movie, because like in the first movie she has a minute advantage to run and hide because obviously hide and seek. In this movie she didn't have a minute advantage. She wakes up and then they start chasing her, right? So like I think it would be really funny if they not funny, but I think it would be really cool if they played the hide and seek song and they gave her that minute advantage just to run, just to make it actually like hide and seek instead of just like them just chasing her. 'Cause she didn't have any. She didn't have an advantage. Like she didn't have the time advantage this time. Like she did in the original. Which just makes it more unfair even. See that, but ultimately, despite a couple like minor nitpicks, I love this movie. I think it never surpassed the original. But because it's really hard to surpass the original, especially because they're not like it's not as like they're not trying as many new ideas as the original, obviously. But ultimately, I love this sequel. I think the Ready Enough franchise is just such a good franchise. Again, just the two movies. So yeah. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Ready Enough 2 Here I Come, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.